In the last episode of the Wolfsburg career mode, we saw the largest transfer of the save thus far, with Mbabu leaving for Manchester City and a number of players arriving at the club. We advanced past the Champions League group stage for the first time and are through to the knockout rounds. Hey, what's going on everyone? Flick here. Welcome back to another episode of our FIFA 21 Wolfsburg career mode. This is episode number 8, where we'll be looking to complete the second half of season 4. As things currently stand, we're still eligible for all competitions. Second place in the Bundesliga, 7 points behind Bayern. Quarterfinals of the DFB Pokal, and potentially most importantly, the round of 16 in Champions League. I appreciate all the support shown on the last episode of this Wolfsburg save. We're starting to think about what career mode we want to do next now that we are reaching the later stages of this club, and I think we are going to do a La Liga career mode. I've got a few teams narrowed down and I'll update you guys once that time comes. But as far as Wolfsburg goes, I think the two competitions that we still need to check off are the Bundesliga and Champions League. We've already won the DFB Pokal, so I think we're good there. And as far as our starting 11 goes, I don't think we need to make a whole lot of improvements. The only area that I'm looking to add some squad depth is at right back. We just brought in Della at the beginning of this fourth season, and our next best option is Yedlin, who is going down in his overall. So signing a younger right back would be good. Of course, budget is not an issue, 125 million to work with. And just like last season, where we signed a fullback from Liga and Broderick, we're looking to bring in Brandon Soppe from Stade Rennais. I can't say I know a whole lot about this player, but he does have a 75 rating at just 21 years old, so definitely one for the future and will be the perfect fit for us as a squad rotational fullback. What I really like about him is that he offers a lot of pace and he should be able to grow in his defending statistics. Anyways, we managed to complete this deal for a 10 million transfer, agreeing to a sporadic squad role on a 3-year deal worth 30 grand a week. We're always looking to send out some of our younger players on loan, and this list does include some newly promoted youth academy players, starting with Ellis Davis. He's a 66 rated left midfielder from England, also has a 4-star skill move, 5-star weak foot combo, and that's without any development plans, so he looks like a very talented player. Henry Whitaker is a 65 rated right midfielder from England. He has a potential of 91 to 94, also looks very promising. And finally, we've got a striker in Robin van der Velden, a 61 rated 17-year-old from the Netherlands, 87 to 93 potential. We've got a couple more countries to cover, starting our routine scouting report in Germany for 6 months, looking for any type of player. For the first time, we're setting up a network in Switzerland. Finally, I thought we would complete the trio of scouting North American countries, setting up a network in Canada for 6 months, looking for a winger. Some of you may already know this, but although Alphonso Davies is now a left back, he started as a winger for the Vancouver Whitecaps. And a quick update here for Alfonso da Silva, probably our best youth academy player that we've managed to promote. He's now up to an 80 overall rating. I was hinting at that in previous episodes, but I have updated his boots, and we will be sticking an inverted winger development plan on him to help boost his weak foot. I saw a few upvoted comments asking me to convert Milan Gross to a center defensive midfielder, and while I agree he has all the right stats for it, unfortunately it will take 122 weeks for that change to happen. I think that is over the time limit that we have left in this career mode, so unfortunately he'll be staying as a center back, but I'll be putting a ball playing defender development plan on him to help boost a few of his attributes. That's about it for squad updates. Not a whole lot to cover, but we've got some very important gameplay today as we look to win our first Bundesliga title, make some more progress in Champions League, and maybe tack on a back-to-back DFB Pokal victory. If you guys are enjoying this Wolfsburg save, help me out by leaving a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. But let's get into the gameplay. We'll fast forward a couple of months and get things started with a Bundesliga fixture against FC Bayern. I promised a match against them in the last episode, and looking at the league table, this is why. With 24 matches played, we currently lead the way with 54 points, but Bayern are right on our tails, along with Borussia Dortmund. A win against Bayern would help us tremendously as we approach the end of the season. Bayern will have the first highlight, and from the last couple of matches that we played against them, we know they will create goal-scoring chances. Thankfully, we do have Castells, who has established himself as the best goalkeeper in the Bundesliga, both in terms of ratings and from last season having the most clean sheets in the league. And without him, I think that Bayern would have easily gone in front due to these first couple of chances. We'll try to make the most of this situation and get a goal on the board as Brekalo down the left side. We'll set it across to De Bruyne. We're missing the height that Weghorst does offer, but I still feel like this front four of Brekalo, De Bruyne, Origi, and Draxler down the right side works best for us, as Draxler is called offside here. Still 0-0 as we get into the second half. It became clear that whoever scores the first goal in this one will likely have a good chance of winning the match and picking up all 3 points, as Coutinho gets the ball taken away. He was the impact player for Bayern the last time we played them, but Castells, like I said earlier, is definitely someone that was on form in this one, as Schlager pushing up from the CDM position. Beautiful cross-goal effort to find the back of the net and open up the scoring for us. I can't get over how unlikely it was for Schlager to make his way into the starting 11. The only reason he earned a spot was because Askasi Bar submitted a transfer request, and it ended up being a really welcome surprise because he has grown to be one of the best players in this Wolfsburg squad. This match was still far from over, as Bayern are going to get into some Route 1 tactics. They really didn't have any sort of link-up play going on in this match because Castells kept on denying chances. This was probably his best save of the match, diving to his right to stop that effort from going in from Coutinho. But we'll get into some more highlights here in the 76th minute. It's Origi finding Brekalo running through on goal. Link it up again with Origi, and the finesse shot effort, which works so well for us, will give us the 2-0 advantage. No Manuel Neuer in net for Bayern, surprisingly. Whether that would have made a difference on the result, I don't know, as we pick up 3 crucial points in the league, inching closer towards the end of the season as we try to lift our first Bundesliga title. These statistics go to show how well we executed our game plan. I knew we were not going to dominate possession going into the match. We just made the most of our chances and converted both of our shots into goals. We'll turn our attention now to the Champions League and see how much of a run we can go on in this competition, as our first opponent will be Atalanta. I don't believe we played them yet so far in this save, and they did pick up a 1-0 victory at home in the simulated match. No away goals means that we need to put in a strong defensive shift at the Volkswagen Arena, as we also look to make up that deficit that we've got on aggregate. A corner kick is how we start things. Arnold sending in the ball into a dangerous position, cleared away initially by Golini, but it's Brekalo with a long-range finesse shot effort that nearly found the back of the net. It had to be a good save again from Golini to deny the shot from Brekalo. But that's the sort of momentum that we needed. A quick start will lead to another chance. It's Arnold playing through De Bruyne. You know, in front of goal, he's not the best, and I'm hoping that will change over time, as now it's going to be Schlager finding Draxler, spotting out the run from Origi, and unselfishly, this will give De Bruyne some confidence. A big goal for us as we level things on aggregate. Still a lot of time left in this one, though, and we need some things to go our way. De Bruyne and Origi, a couple of passes between each other will again lead to a not so great De Bruyne shot, but we were all over Atalanta, as it's Arnold who scores this one on a really obscure effort. It was almost like a chip finesse shot. I'm not even sure how to describe it. You'll see here from the replay that he hits it just above the keeper, but it was so slow to find the back of the net. Despite Bender not being our first choice center back, he still will make an appearance here, as Pongrasic was a little bit low on his fitness. So for the majority of this second half, we'll be featuring that partnership of Bender and Gabriel. As we look to get a third goal, that will be big for us, because if Atalanta were to get another goal and get that crucial away goal, they would actually advance due to the away goal rules. So a third goal would give us some peace of mind, and we were unable to get it, as in the 90th minute plus some extra time, we're well past the 1 minute. It's Atalanta that passed the ball around. I thought we might be seeing another late heartbreak, but thankfully we do manage to get this one clear, and we will be advancing to the next round of Champions League. A clean sheet on ultimate difficulty with sliders enabled is no easy task, but we've gotten to the point of this save where we have such a high rated squad, and we're so familiar with our defenders that I have confidence every single match that we play. One advantage of getting to this stage of the Champions League for the first time in this save is that, again, we've got a new opponent here with Spurs. Still some original players in the squad like Kane, Bergwijn, and Højbjerg. However, they have made a few notable transfers, potentially the biggest being Varane at the right center back position. Hopefully we can get off to a quick start in this one, just like we did against Atalanta, as in just the 3rd minute, it's De Bruyne trying to go with that near post finesse shot. A pretty good effort from him, to be fair, as it was just wide. And now it's going to be Arnold pushing down the left side. Has a couple of options in the middle, but he will be taken out just outside of the 18-yard box. No card, surprisingly, for the defender. I think he did get away with one there, but we put De Bruyne on the free kick. Thought I would test it out. Unfortunately, he's unable to get on the score sheet there. But we're still with the momentum here. 31st minute, De Bruyne spotting out the run from Schlager. Very similar position to the goal he scored against Bayern, but this time he's going to play the pass to Draxler. Arguably our most informed player at Wolfsburg. Despite not playing in his natural position at center attacking mid or left wing, he still finds a way to score goals. Spurs will try to respond and make this match interesting, as Roles will have an opportunity to play past to Paulinho, eventually back to Roles, but our defense giving no time and space to the Spurs attackers. Now it's going to be De Bruyne, and this is where his experience does pay off. I think from a creative standpoint, he shines in this Wolfsburg squad. It's a shame he cannot start at the center defensive mid position just because both Arnold and Schlager have such a high rating that I can't be taking them out of this squad. So De Bruyne is left to play at center attacking mid. But Spurs do find a way to get a goal back. I'm not sure if it will make an impact on this match because we've got the away goals advantage. And we even went on to try to score some more goals. Rashica playing the ball in the middle, cleared away by Spurs. Only so far as Roles and Baku as Origi tries to get it on target, and eventually the ball will get outside the 18-yard box, and we will walk away with another victory in the Champions League as we advance to the lucrative semifinal. We were bound to match up against a familiar opponent eventually. It had to be PSG and the squad that has probably given us the most trouble so far in this career mode save. They did also manage to win the away fixture with a 1-0 victory. It's not often that I show long sequences of gameplay, but in some cases, I believe it is warranted. A good job there by Castells to close down the space. Otherwise, I think Embolo would have been clean through on goal, forcing PSG out wide and essentially reset their attack. We're going to continue applying some pressure as Souček gets dispossessed by Arnold. We try to get the ball cleared. Again, it's PSG with the chance. Blocked by Pongrasic. Again, it's PSG with the chance. And this time, it's going to be a save from Castells. As we finally manage to get the ball cleared and look to get on a counter. It's Schlager finding De Bruyne. Now to Origi. Still onside. It's Brekalo. Now it's a 2-on-2. What are we going to do with it? We decide to go with the fake shot, spotting out the run from Origi, and it's going to be a tap-in. What a beautiful sequence of play from us to make things level on aggregate and score the first goal of this match. Now we're going to try to continue that momentum. It's Schlager finding Draxler against his former side. Will shoot this one far post, giving us a 2-1 lead on aggregate. And now the game is in our hands. You've got to love this sort of form. Every single match that Draxler features in, he contributes at least one goal. That was probably one of the most entertaining starts to a FIFA match I've been involved in this year, let alone for a Champions League semi-final. But we still got a long ways to go in this one. It was a matter of time before Embolo got his goal. I think even dating back to the time when he was still at Borussia Mönchengladbach, he has scored every single time that we have played against him. This is one of his better goals, a very tight angle. However, he still managed to get the ball by Castells and found the back of the net to make this match interesting. We're approaching the halftime break as it's going to be De Bruyne finding Origi, waiting for the run from De Bruyne. Nice pass to set him up, but it is a good save from Areola to deny that effort. We are into the second half here, and it's going to be Brekalo going down the left side. He's got an option there with Origi. He will use that option, and that will give us our third goal, giving us a lot of security as we look to see out the rest of this match. It's pretty unlikely that PSG will be able to get 2 goals, but considering the number of attackers that are in their side, I won't completely count them out as we try to somehow create an opportunity. It's going to be Schlager sending the ball in, bounces around a couple of times, and somehow Origi ends up finding the back of the net. I'm not too sure about this goal. I was just trying to get a shot on target, and it ended up with a really good finish. Just a toe poke in and past Areola. Origi continues to do this on a consistent basis, so I don't think it's really a matter of luck. But here in the 89th minute, this match is pretty much done and dusted. It's Vardy who got subbed on, finding Neymar. Good save from Castells, and that will be the final highlight of the match. This is the first year that we have made it past the Champions League group stage, and already we are through to the Champions League final. This Wolfsburg squad has just seemed to grow exponentially, but we've got a few competitions that we've got to consider before playing the final. Taking a look at our May calendar, we've got consecutive matches on every Saturday in May. This one against Borussia Dortmund is going to decide the league for us. And in 2 weeks' time, we've got the DFB Pokal final. Following that, we've got the Champions League final. As far as the table is concerned, we probably have enough of a gap that we can see out the title regardless. However, I would like to seal things up here against Borussia Dortmund because this is our final home match of the season. Combine that with the fact that Dortmund handed us our first loss of the season in the German Super Cup, I was looking to get our revenge. It does look like they've made a couple of improvements to their squad, though, signing another Spanish goalkeeper in David De Gea. These highlights are going to start with what should have been a pretty routine bit of play out of the back from Dortmund. De Gea trying to distribute the ball back out to Mendy at the left back position. Weghorst getting in the way, though, and providing a nuisance to the Dortmund defense. Nothing comes out of that chance, but I want you all to pay attention to Weghorst throughout this one. Decide to give him the rare start now that Origi has taken over at the striker position, but fitness issues and all of that meant that we had to rely on our striker that has proven to get goals for us season by season. But another long sequence of gameplay here. Initially, that was a great tackle from Brooks to stop Haaland from scoring. And now it's going to be Rashica sending it across, and there you go. Weghorst with a header to give us a lead in the 20th minute. There really is no reason to stray away from a winning recipe. Weghorst has scored so many goals from set pieces and crosses sent in. Not so often now due to the higher shot error, but he still finds a way here. We're into the second half now, and it's Jadon Sancho using a fake shot to get by one of our defenders, some precise dribbling to get by a second, and Julian Brandt with a nice effort on the near post will find the equalizer for Dortmund. I want to remind you guys that we just need 1 point from this fixture to secure the Bundesliga title, but of course, if we can get a victory on this match day and send the home fans with both a trophy celebration and a win against Dortmund, I think that would be the best case scenario. Now it's Brekalo. Again, a nice bit of dribbling by him here, and I'm really glad that he's been able to shine in this career mode. One of Wolfsburg's highest potential players from the start has managed to achieve a good rating now at the left wing position. It took some guts to go on a solo run there, but I think Brekalo is one of the few players in our squad that has the technical ability to pull that off consistently. Now, as we get into the final minutes of this one, we just need to make sure that we play strong defensively. We can give Dortmund a goal. That won't matter so much, but this is actually going to be the final kick of the ball. De Gea trying to boot the ball forward, but time is not in their favor. And in our second to final match day, we will be celebrating the Bundesliga title. It has been a great season that saw a bit of a comeback for us. We were quite a few points down at the January mark, but our squad stuck together, and I think the improvements that we made throughout the last few transfer windows truly have made a difference. De Bruyne will wear the captain's armband for this one, and although he wasn't my favorite player in terms of how he performs in game, I'm sure that the boost that we've gotten from him featuring at the center attacking position definitely helped for the simulations. This Bundesliga title was a long time coming. With the exception of season 3, we were a top 4 side, and finally we got the results that we needed on the simulations, and we performed quite well for the in-game fixtures. But there are still 2 matches left that we need to focus on for the gameplay: the DFB Pokal against Hertha Berlin, and of course the Champions League final against Manchester City. To recap our path to the DFB Pokal final, we defeated Greuther Fürth in the second round 2-0. The third round saw us win against Werder Bremen 4-0. Quarterfinal was a rematch of last year's final as we defeated Leverkusen 1-0. And then potentially the biggest victory here against Bayern with a 1-0 win. That means we've got Hertha Berlin as our final opponent, a team that we're fairly familiar with, but still a quality side in career mode. While they have moved some players around from their original position, you can't knock some of their choices. One of the better sides in the Bundesliga, in my opinion, featuring a lot of high potential players. Really, the only changes that I made from our first choice starting 11 is that I have sprinkled in a couple of youth academy players here and there. That's just to give you all an idea of how they play in game, because we really haven't had an opportunity to utilize them as much as I'd like, and I think the Pokal is the best chance we'll have to do so. But it was an eventful sequence of gameplay here at the start. Nearly a goal from Hertha Berlin, but a nice save from Castells to deny that effort. And now it's going to be De Silva with the far post effort narrowly wide. We're already into the second half. Julian Draxler, some 1-2 link-up play with Origi. And of course, it's Draxler to get the first goal of the match. It doesn't matter if it's on his preferred right foot or his 5-star weak foot. He continues to put chances away, and this was an occasion that I needed him to step up. It's a set piece chance for us in the 68th minute, and on the ensuing corner kick, it's Dalla to give us the 2-0 lead. We don't score a lot of goals from corner kicks in this career mode, but when you leave a high-rated defender like him unmarked, it's only going to lead to one thing, and that essentially will give us the victory in the DFB Pokal. Hertha Berlin unfortunately did not show up on the day, as this will be the final kick of the ball, and we'll be celebrating back-to-back trophies. This time around, I decided to give the captain's armband to one of our most reliable defenders in the save. Pongrasic started at a 76 overall with only 83 potential, but of course he has exceeded that. I highly recommend giving this guy a chance for one of your own career modes. Definitely one of the players that I've enjoyed using the most so far in FIFA 21. While we've already had a very successful season winning both the Bundesliga and the DFB Pokal, we now need to close things out in the Champions League in our final against Manchester City. Let's see if we can round out this fourth season with a victory and make Wolfsburg one of the most successful sides in Europe. I've said it before and I'll say it again, career mode is all about the storylines. The fact that we have to match up against one of our former players, and Mbabu made this final that much more exciting, but this is going to be a very even match in my opinion. Despite us having the advantage in terms of the scoreline at the start of the season, this Manchester City squad has plenty of high overall players and should provide a good match. Despite the importance of this occasion, I felt like nerves really weren't a factor. We've competed in enough finals that it really doesn't affect us on the day. And here's a look at both teams' path to the final. I think it's fair to say that each of us have had some difficult matchups and both of us deserve to have reached the final. It did not take long for highlights to happen in this one. A 50-50 tackle won by Manchester City, but only going as far as Pongrasic as he finds Schlager, who gets up really quickly, sets up Draxler with this effort, and now we will be taking the 1-0 advantage in this one. Again, Draxler is so useful with the 5-star weak foot, this time optioning to get it on his left foot and curling the effort and the finesse shot past Ederson. We'll be moving into the 14th minute now, as it's Sterling that's played through. We forced him into the shot. Really well done by Castells. You know, he has the situational awareness to force the attackers into a shot and puts everything at his advantage. This is just a moment of brilliance from De Bruyne against his former side. I don't know how he got past 3 Manchester City defenders, but this makes up for every single miss that he's had so far this season. And in fairness to him, one of the main reasons that we signed KDB was for his experience, and he certainly has proven that in the Champions League so far, as we make a couple of good defensive stops to deny a goal-scoring opportunity from Manchester City. They continue to bombard us with attacking chances. This time it is going to be Foden who takes this chance on the volley. Had to be a really good save from Castells to deny that effort. Despite the scoreline, it seemed that momentum had shifted City's way, as this effort was initially cleared and Origi will try to get on a solo counterattack, burning by the Manchester City defender, and it's going to be a one-on-one with him and Ederson. Tries to finesse this one on the far post, usually converts those sort of chances, but not on this occasion, as now it's going to be Draxler in the 39th minute. Plenty of space in front of him. He's going to go solo with all the confidence he has and sets this one up with the rainbow flick. And I'm not sure about this keeper animation from Ederson. You'll see on the replay, he dove before the ball was even shot, and this was not a great outing from the Brazilian goalkeeper. But what can you say? We've definitely worked to get to this point in the Champions League final, and I was happy to be rewarded with plenty of goals. We were trying to score some fancy efforts toward the end of this one. I felt pretty comfortable in that we would be winning this match, trying some bicycle kicks, some chip shots, as City tried to get something going in the 66th minute. A good over-the-top through ball played to Torres, but our defense again was too good, and Castells quick to come off of his line. In the 86th minute, it's going to be De Bruyne who is set up really well by, I think it was Brekalo, squaring this one across to Origi, and that will round out our Champions League final with a 4th goal. I'm extremely proud of how this squad has played. We've banded together, kept a lot of the original Wolfsburg players, and I fully believe that we deserve the success that came for us in the 4th season. Due to the fact that Origi has been such a hero for us in European competitions, the Europa League last season, and now the Champions League, I decided to give him the captain's armband, and he will be lifting the Champions League trophy for us. This will be the final trophy that we will be lifting in this career mode, as I've decided this will be the final season of the Wolfsburg save. I just don't see us achieving anything greater than what we've been able to do in this 4th season. I try my best to keep the results realistic, and the sliders that we've been using have worked really well, but now that the squad has reached the peak rating that they have, I feel like things have become too easy, and it's time for us to take on another challenge. That's not to say I haven't enjoyed this Wolfsburg save. It has been amazing, and I'm so happy you all have been around for the ride. I truly believe this has been one of the best career modes that we've had on the channel, both in terms of the views as well as how much I've enjoyed the saved. Hopefully I did justice for all of you Wolfsburg fans, and for those of you that are just learning about the club, maybe you have a new team to support in Germany. But without further ado, let's get into the end of season 4 recap, cover a couple of things regarding the Wolfsburg save, how we might revisit this save file in the future, as well as future career mode plans. It was an unusual Bundesliga season that saw us finish first. If you can recall, Bayern were the top team at the January transfer window mark, and they seem to have collapsed. Still managing a top 4 finish, but you would not have expected that at the beginning of the episode. Looking at the second half of the table, it was Hamburg, Union Berlin, and Bielefeld who were bottom 3. Divock Origi will take the crown for top scorer. Weghorst had it in back-to-back seasons, and it's good to see a little bit of variety here, as Origi had 19 goals from 35 matches. Weghorst still in second with a good contribution with 16 goals from 37. Draxler in third with 13 from 36. Schlager continues to be a rising star in this team with 14 assists from 47 matches. KDB, a good debut season with 11 assists from 41. Brekalo in third with 7 from 43. And some new faces for top growth. Whitaker is one of our newly promoted Youth Academy players, a +8 for him. Kodro was Dzeko's regen. He saw a +6. and Pongracic surprisingly in third with a +5. Clearly, Haaland was a big reason why Dortmund finished as well as they did, as he netted 20 goals from 34 matches. We did have one appearance here in the top 15. Looks like Weghorst got most of his goals in the Bundesliga as he scored 14 from 29. We do, however, have a few more players for the Champions League top scores. I thought I would include this since we did manage to reach the final. Origi was joint top with Ronaldo, 7 goals from 12 matches for him. And Draxler in third with 6 from 13. Also, almost forgot about De Bruyne. He finished in 15th with 4 goals from 13 as well. As for Bundesliga assists, we have 2 players featuring here. De Bruyne all the way in 10th with 6 from 23, and Schlager in 13th with 6 from 31. Again, a joint top appearance, as Schlager was tied with Kane with 5 assists from 11 matches. De Bruyne finished in third with 4 from 13. And in back-to-back seasons, Castells was the top goalkeeper as far as clean sheets go, 19 clean sheets from 34 matches. Same thing for Champions League, 8 clean sheets from 13 matches. We'll recap all the competitions we were involved in this year, as well as some other notable ones in Europe. If you can recall, we started the season with a loss in the German Super Cup, with Borussia Dortmund winning that 3-0. We redeemed ourselves by picking up a 5-0 victory against Manchester City in the UEFA Super Cup, continuing our success in the DFB Pokal with a 2-0 victory in the final over Hertha Berlin. City were no match for us as we saw a 4-0 victory in the Champions League final, and a very interesting result in the Europa League final, an all Milan competition here as Inter won the final 5-4 on penalties. We had one promotion from our youth academy over the course of the season. Joshua Willemsen is a 16-year-old center back from the Netherlands, has a nice overall at 65 and a good potential as well at 87 to 93. That leaves us with a few more players in our youth academy. And what I was actually thinking for this career mode is I'll keep the squad file available so that in the future, maybe we'll revisit this save in a live stream and focus more on our youth academy to let these players develop. We'll recap all our stats and the squad growth this year though, and I think this is the perfect time for us to be reaching the pinnacle of our success. A lot of our players reaching their peak rating, 30 years old now, so they should start to go down here pretty soon. And we just about reached our first 99 overall player in any career mode as far as I can recall, with Castells going all the way up to a 97. Impressive stuff there. But this whole Wolfsburg squad was impressive. We'll recap some of the board objectives. Youth development, we still had another season to complete this one of featuring them in more matches. Unfortunately, we won't reach that point. Brand exposure, completing both of these with 21 wins from away matches and signing that crucial first team defender. For some reason, this financial objective was not checked off, although we definitely had an over 3 million profit from Youth Academy player sales. Not sure what's going on there, but domestic success, we completed all of these, winning the Cup as well as the Bundesliga. And finally, continentally, we also managed to complete this objective by winning the Champions League final. I want to thank channel members for helping to support the channel. If you are interested in learning more about that program, there's a link in the description talking all about it. This will be the final Wolfsburg squad to round out the career mode. An amazing journey that we've had here with the club, and this has to rank up there with one of my favorite career modes that I've done this FIFA, if not all FIFAs. The fact that we had some unexpected heroes break into the squad like João Victor in season 1 and 2, Weghorst netting more goals than I expected him to, and then that clutch signing of Origi being a hero for us in Champions League as well as Europa League last year. But a big thank you to all of you that have shown support on this Wolfsburg save. It has been one of my most successful career modes to date, and hopefully we can keep that going with our next career mode save. More news on that soon, but if you enjoyed this Wolfsburg career mode, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. But until next time, this has been Flick. I'll be talking to you all again soon.